I am now live. I didn't think I was gonna be this nervous. I don't think. Alright. Instagram is telling me that it's telling followers to join my video. Ooh. Hello. Thank you for joining my live. You're the first one in. I was so scared that no one's gonna join, so thank you for joining. Oh, hello! We have 2 people, yay! Okay, I'm gonna play some songs from Maluku because I'm baking my Ampas Terigu that's from Maluku. So, the people from Maluku is known for their beautiful, beautiful voice and their spices. So, this playlist should be just very good. Cool. So, before I start, thank you, Vale, for joining. I wanted to thank Valentina and Nazareno from Slow Food Youth Network for letting me join this bread festival. I'm so excited. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a baker, but I do love to experiment in the kitchen, and this has provided me the chance to like go crazy because, you know, they told me about, oh, it's gonna be a bread festival, it would be great if you can like bake something traditional from Indonesia. And when I first heard it, I was like, Indonesians don't traditionally eat bread. I mean, we make bread with like rice flour and things like that, but then I remember this like really nice creation called Ampas Terigu. We used to buy it from this shop in Surabaya, but like I didn't know if it was vegan because you know, most Asian kind of bread, they're really soft and really sweet, and they definitely would have eggs in them. So I wanted to do something that was a little bit more natural and vegan, and I went with this Ampas Terigu from fruit yeast water. So I posted a few like stories already about fruit yeast water, and you know what, the nerd in me just went crazy and thought like, this is amazing. So basically you just put some fruits in water. It's gonna have some yeast on the surface of it or like in it. I had some dates because you know, the Ramadan is just passed and they sell dates and I like dates, so I got dates, put it in some water and it's fizzing. Can you see it fizzing? I'm gonna shake it a bit. So if you shake it a bit, you'll see like the dates float up, and that means that there's little yeast babies in it. Okay, I'm gonna show you what the Ampas Terigu looks like. So they're cute. You'll definitely get more rice if you use like the active dry yeast, but my date water created this, yo, so I'm a little bit proud of it. Okay, my oven's preheated to 200 degrees Celsius, and I'm just gonna put it in and we'll see what it becomes in about 25 minutes. I'm gonna take it out in 10 minutes time, and I'm gonna brush the top with some margarine to make it nice and shiny. And yeah, we'll see what it turns out. Thank you everyone for joining. I was so scared that I was gonna watch this. So, okay, now that the bread is in the oven and I talked a little bit about what I've done, is there anything that you guys wanted to know about the bread? Have you tasted it? I know some of you are Indonesian, but I don't know if you know about this bread from Ambon Manise. It's called Ampas Terigu, and yeah. I mean, can you hear the music? Can you hear me? I should have done this earlier, yeah? Check if you can hear me. But yeah, if you can let me know on the chat thing if you can hear me, if you can hear the music, or if you want me to turn up the volume, whatever, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have my little jam on my own. Yes, vale, I did use my fermented water instead of yeast. So no, none of those little yeast in the packet thing. It's just this. I mean, I did the poolish because I saw a recipe where the lady made like a dinner roll, and she did the poolish method. So I thought like I'll give it a try. And I got excited at like how much it puffed up, the poolish, after like 18 hours. So then I thought, I'm gonna do this and like show everybody the joy that you can get from fruit water. And what else can I talk about? I can't believe I have to do this for half an hour. We're gonna have some, like, you know, some action with the baking and stuff. I should have thought about this better, shouldn't I? Hello. What I can do is, maybe I can go over how it's done again for some of you guys who haven't seen it on the story. So, I have to make the Ampas Terigu. You just need some. Which recipe did you use? I posted the recipe on my stories. I think I went through it on like a video, so what I'll do is I will do a little picture of the whole recipe so that you can keep it and you can bake your own Ampas Terigu. And I'll put in the references as well of the fruit yeast water tutorials that I did. There's actually an Indonesian lady whose YouTube channel I should have learned, but she's wonderful. So she uses local fruits to make her fruit yeast water. I just use this because it's what I have, but she used things like star fruits, she used snake fruits, and those things are very good in the tropical weather that we have. Actually, I find that the fruit yeast water is quite sensitive to temperature. So for last week, I'm pretty sure this was for all of Indonesia. It rained a lot and it got really cool. It got down to about 20 degrees, like in the low 20s, and the bread kind of didn't rise. So I had a moment where I was like, maybe this is not gonna work for Saturday, but we're quite lucky. The past couple of days has been super sunny, and so it rose. Yeah, okay. So what I did was fruit yeast water, just mix it with flour, 1:1 ratio. So I used 150 grams of yeast water, 150 grams of flour. Just mix it all up. And then you just leave it in room temperature for 10 to 18 hours. So by then it would have peaked and it would have gone down. And if you're familiar with baking, then you know that you want to use your yeast when it's hungry. So after the peak, you mix in the rest of the ingredients. So I used flour again. I used this guy here, palm sugar. So the darker the better, because you want your Ampas Terigu really nice and brown. And then some grated coconuts, so have a lot of those. And actually, if you wanted to add a bit more liquid, you can add some coconut milk just to make it creamy, but I didn't need to, so I didn't put in the coconut milk. And then what else goes in there? Cinnamon. Do not miss the cinnamon, because the smell of that thing coming out of the oven when you have the cinnamon in there is like heaven. So that, and the last ingredient is some margarine because I don't want to use butter. That's probably the best thing that I can find here in Indonesia. I would have probably gone for something a little bit healthier. So Tiara, thank you for the question. How long we can keep the yeast water? So you can keep it for about 2 months in the freezer. In the fridge. So what you do is you need to put the fruits and water in like a container in a bottle like this, and then every day you have to shake it to release the gas, and then you open it up. You hear the and just keep it for like a whole week. It'll start fizzing from the 3rd day or the 4th day, and that means it's kind of ready to use. When it's ready to use, then you can just strain out the fruit, and then you keep it in the fridge for you can keep it for 2 months. If you want to use it, you just take it out of the fridge, get it up to room temperature because you need to wake up the yeast, and then you can just mix it up with the flour. Yeah, and you're ready to bake. And I hope you bake some Ampas Terigu soon, Tiara. I know that you bake. Thank you for joining, Inga. Okay, so I went through the ingredients that you need. Flour, yeast, water, palm sugar, you need some grated coconut, cinnamon, do not forget cinnamon, and once you mixed it all up, you just knead it. I did the funny kneading thing, and my mom just told me about it recently because we've just recently started cooking together. So what they do is they get a big bowl. When she was younger, actually, they have like a big wooden bowl that they put on the floor, and that's where they mix up all the dough as well. So they'll pick up the dough and then they throw it. They pick up the dough and then they throw it. And you know what? I thought, oh, my ancestors were super smart. You know, they like to conserve their energy to do other things, and then they just let gravity do the kneading. But if you actually do it for 15 minutes, it's quite a good arm workout. So next time you make a bread, maybe you want to try my little meat technique that my mom used to use when she was probably about yay high. And there's a funny story on that actually. So my mom has a little sister who's about 2 years younger, and this little sister, she was like the boss when she was young. So she had her special way of kneading the dough. What she used to do was, of course she was little, she used to get like a little stool. She goes up on the stool and then she throws it from the top. And of course it's a lot more entertaining when you drop it from, you know, a height that high. Sometimes it doesn't hit the bowl, so she'd have to clean up all the dirt from the outside and then try and pretend that she was doing it properly, and yeah, have a little laugh while you do it. What else can I talk about on here? The baking thing. So 200 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes, and when it's half done, you want to take it out and you want to brush the top with some margarine so it's nice and shiny, and then you can enjoy it hot. I know that some bread you want to like cool it before you eat it, but with this thing and the cinnamon in it, I cannot do that. So when it's out of the oven, it's kind of gone. So yeah, that's it. I've been talking a lot, guys. Are you enjoying the music? As I said, people from Ambon known for their voices, and it's really nice, isn't it? What's the time? Ooh, 15 minutes gone. Okay. So, let me take out the bread. Alright. It looks like this. And do I eat this bread on special occasions? Actually, no, I don't think so. what I noticed about Indonesians is, you know, in the other parts of the world, bread is kind of like a staple that you eat with your meals. But for us, it was a little bit more like a treat because it was brought in by it was brought in definitely by the Portuguese or the Dutch who came here for a long time for our spices. So for us, it's a little bit of a treat. We probably have bread for like afternoon tea or for breakfast. So when you don't want to have like a full-on meal, you have a nice sweet bread. So I'm just brushing the top with margarine here. I'm gonna show you when it's done. But oh, the smell of it smells good already. I think it's okay to say that my bread smells good. Cool. So for the Indonesian ones, I want to know how many of you have tried Ampas Terigu before. I don't think it's very common to find food from Ambon, so I feel a little bit lucky because Surabaya is the connector to East Indonesia. So East Indonesia covers the area of Borneo, Celebes or Sulawesi, and a lot of the people from there would send their kids to school in Surabaya. Surabaya is the second biggest city in Indonesia, so we get a lot of culture from the area, including this, so shiny. Okay, it goes back in the oven for, let's say, the next 10 minutes because I want to show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, back in the oven. What is this? This is my first time, so I don't know. Cool. Okay. 10 more minutes and then you get to see what it looks like. The rest of you guys, right, who are joining this, I've posted it on my Instagram, I've posted it on my stories. What's happening today is a lot of bakers from all over the world. Some of them are very, very professional. All of them are very, very good. They're making a lot of cool things. I just joined the session on focaccia, and I'm gonna do a focaccia garden because that's, you know, you need to try the focaccia garden trend. And if you haven't heard about it, you definitely need to search it on Instagram because it's super cool. And I joined also Valentina's session on sourdough. That was also really cool. It's like going back in science class, except now, right, you can apply it right away. And I preached to some of my friends about sourdough because I believe that, you know, everything you can make yourself, including bread and yeast. That's why I got so excited with the yeast water. And you know, some of you guys have gotten into it, some of you have started your own cultures, but you might not know what's in there. So I think it's recorded and you can go back and watch it because it's going to be on Instagram for the next 24 hours, right, Valentina? So you can go to Slow Food Youth Network's Instagram to watch it again because it's cool. And the rest of the day as well. So every hour, on the hour, there will be an Instagram live. I posted the whole agenda on my Instagram. If you want to know where it is, you just let me know and I'll send you a DM of what it is. I'm looking forward to see all of them, but I've been talking to Larissa from Mexico. She's gonna be the last one up, so it's gonna be like 5 a.m. our time, but I'm gonna watch her because she's making this thing called a calvo. It's like a donut with chocolate and coconuts. So I'm gonna go see that. So Tiara, have you ever add any filling into the bread? Okay, so I have experimented with it. I soaked some raisins in rum. You know, Tiara, I miss the bread from Bawean so much. So yeah, I did that. Soak some raisin in rum, and I left it like overnight. Kind of put it into the bread before. So when I shape it into the little balls, I put the raisins in there, not the rum because it's gonna be too much, but it turned out really good. We were gonna try it as well with like pineapple jam, but then we haven't got to it. So try the rum and raisin. It's different to the Bawean bread, to the Bawean cake, but you know it's good. Yeah, bakers profiles as IGTV, and we'll make a YouTube playlist. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Yeah, I definitely need to watch back the focaccia one because I didn't really catch everything. You should come to Bandung again and for Bawean cakes. I know, I should. For those of you who haven't tried Bawean cake from Bandung, if you ever get the chance to, you definitely need to do it. It's I mean, I don't know if it's vegan friendly or not. I don't think so, but like it's sponge cake with, I think what they do is they spray some rum on the sponge cake and then they put some custard on top. The custard is also laced with rum, and then they put buttercream all all over the cake. It's almost like we call it the boozy cake, right? So you so you eat it and you get a little bit boozed up. It's quite good. We've got 5 minutes to go on the live, so I'm gonna take the bread out of the oven and see what it looks like, and hopefully it looks amazing. And I think it's risen a little bit, hasn't it? It's risen like to, I think it was on 2/3 and now it's on like half the, ta-da! Does that not look good? I'm gonna check if it's all cooked. It's not, so it's going back in the oven, but it looks like this. It looks very good. You can trust my recipe. It worked. Not all my kitchen experiment works, I know. But yeah, I had to eat so much Ampas Terigu to make this work, guys, so try it. Cranberry would be a nice filling too. Yeah, I was talking about this the other day with my parents, so because I live with them now. You can pretty much make a fruit cake with this recipe, and it's just going to be a little bit softer from like the Western style fruit cake. Yeah, it's good, Tiara, so make some, okay? Let's see who else is there. Not bad lah, there's 6 people. How are you guys? I haven't spoken to some of you guys for a while. Are you guys going to make my bread? Sorry for the guys who just joined. So what I'm gonna do is, the bread is not really ready yet. I'm going to take it out maybe 6:28, and then I can show you what it looks like. Hi Kathy! Thank you for watching. Oh, you have to see my bread, so stick around. So yeah, I'll take it out at 6:28 to show you what the final thing looks like. Just so you make more bread, because bread is life. I know it's not really life for Indonesians, but bread is good. and watch the rest of the bread festival lives as well, because in the next hour, so at what's this, 7 o'clock Surabaya time or Indonesia time, this chef from Kenya is gonna be making chapatis. His Instagram handle you can find on my profile, so on the whole agenda you can find it there. And you definitely need to see, right, what Kenyan chapati looks like. Let me see what the time is. 6:35. We have 5 minutes. Tiara, you don't have an oven in Bandung. That's so sad. I think yeah, since I've started baking bread, I think I'd be sad if I didn't have an oven at home. So a lot of people that I spoke to when I posted all my things on baking said to me that, like, oh, you know, I really don't bake, I'm really scared of yeast and stuff like that. And I was too. So the first time I baked was like 2 years ago when I was in Malaysia. And I only started baking because my flatmate at the time, she's Danish, and she baked a lot. And when she was leaving Malaysia, she had some rye flour, and she's like, oh, you need to give it a try because this is food of my people. And so I did. And to be honest with you, that rye bread did not work. But it kind of gave me the courage to face the oven. So I did, and then I just started with the easiest stuff. So with white bread, using the instant yeast, because these instant yeast, right? If you haven't used these instant yeast before, it's like magic. Yeah, so try to bake something, try to bake a Ampas Terigu or any of the other goodies that everyone else is baking. I'm definitely going to be joining the chapati one because that's going to be so good with curry. I have some curry leaves growing in the garden. Is it time to take out my bread yet? 1 more minute and then I will take out my bread. Okay, 1 more minute and then we're almost there. Yeah, just curious, did you guys see the whole, I don't know, series to this baking thing? And what do you think? Are you gonna try and bake Ampas Terigu? I'm not gonna like pester you about it, but I'm gonna be so happy if you do. And if you show me what it looks like at the end of it. Okay, time to take out the bread. Oh, it smells so good. If only you can smell. I think definitely need to add a new feature to Instagram. Ta-da! So it's risen to about 2/3 of the, what do you call this thing? To the thing. And when I put it in, I think it was about like 1/3. So there you have it, people. Science. Just water and fruits. And no, it's not done yet. Usually it's done within half an hour. So I'm gonna put this back in the oven, and when it's done I'm gonna post about it. But my time is up on this live, so thank you very much for joining and watching my journey with the Ampas Terigu. I hope you saw something that you haven't seen before. I hope you got inspired to try something new. And I hope you join the rest of the sessions of the Bread Festival. And it's so good to see you guys. Tina! Oh my god! Tina is my university friend. Thank you so much for joining. Harvey, thank you for joining. I'm so sorry I'm finishing. Right, it's almost 6:30. Okay. So, okay, for you guys, I'm gonna show what it looks like before I go, because I have to. So, ta-da! Bake some bread, people! Hello, Larissa! I hope you got to see my bread. Looking forward to see your calbos. So, Indonesian people, if you feel like waking up early tomorrow, right, 5 a.m. our time, Larissa is going to make some calbos, and I'm looking forward to it, and so should you. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, join the next one, guys. Chapatis. Oh, thank you, Tina. You look amazing. You are amazing for joining this. Bye, guys.